Okay, wait. Stop whatever you're doing, yes, even if you're halfway through microwaving leftover spaghetti, because you might be walking around with a penny worth $1.80 million in your pocket, your couch cushions, or that jar in your grandma's kitchen. Yep, we're talking about the legendary 1982 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. I know what you're thinking, it's just a penny. But this little guy has made coin collectors lose their minds, and made one lucky person a millionaire. Today, we're diving deep into why this tiny copper treasure is so valuable, what makes it unique, and how you can check if you're the next penny millionaire. Alright, let's set the scene. It's 1982. E.T. is in theaters, mullets are everywhere, and the U.S. Mint decides to change the composition of the penny. Before 1982, pennies were made of 95% copper. But then copper prices shot up, because of course they did, and the mint switched to a cheaper mix, 97.5% zinc with just a thin layer of copper. But here's the twist: during that transition, the mint made 7 different varieties of the 1982 penny. Different weights, different mint marks, total chaos. Somewhere in the mix, a rare version was created, a 1982 penny with no mint mark and made of solid copper. This wasn't supposed to happen. It's like when your aunt meant to bake banana bread but accidentally made you a cheesecake. A delicious mistake that's now worth millions. You'll usually see a little letter on your coin, like a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But the rare 1982 Lincoln cent has no mint mark and it's made of copper, not the newer zinc material. It came out of the Philadelphia Mint, which didn't use mint marks at the time, but only zinc coins were supposed to come from there in this style. So, this one copper coin with no mint mark basically slipped through like a ninja in a copper jumpsuit. Fast forward to a few years ago. A guy named Paul, let's call him Paul, because that's literally his name, found this penny while going through a roll of cents from the bank. He noticed it felt heavy. Turns out, it was copper. He sent it in for grading and boom, authenticated, rare, valuable. Sold for $1.8 million. Let me say that again, $1.8 million. For a penny. Imagine paying your parking meter with that. Okay, so now you're eyeing your change like it just insulted your mother. Good. Here's how to check if you've got a jackpot penny. Copper isn't magnetic. Zinc isn't either, but hey, we're being thorough here. Copper pennies weigh 3.11 grams, zinc ones weigh only 2.5 grams. This little $10 scale from Amazon could make you a millionaire. I bought mine hoping for treasure. So far, I found 3 bottle caps and a Canadian penny, but I remain hopeful. I once found a 1982 penny and thought I struck gold. I danced around like I just won The Price is Right. Turns out, it was zinc. Still worth 1 cent. I spent it on a gumball, which I choked on. Coin karma. Listen, coin collecting isn't just for history nerds and pirates, it's for people who want to turn spare change into a small fortune. That rare 1982 no mint mark copper penny is a perfect example of why you should never overlook the little things. You never know what you might find in that coffee can full of coins sitting in your garage. Or in that change the cashier gave you with your gas station burrito. So here's your mission: dig through your coins. Weigh your 1982s. Check for that missing mint mark. And if you find it, well, maybe remember the guy who told you about it when you're a millionaire, yeah? If you like this video, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and ring that bell like it's a 1943 steel penny. I drop videos every week showing you how to turn pocket change into paychecks. So stay tuned, and may your next penny be priceless. We're talking about the 1969 D. Lincoln 1-cent penny. It could be worth a whopping $1.5 million. Yep, you heard me right. So, grab your magnifying glasses, because this penny might just be the golden ticket you never knew you were holding. So, let's break it down. The 1969 D. Lincoln penny sounds pretty ordinary, right? I mean, who hasn't tossed a handful of those into their coin jar after a trip to the grocery store? But, and here's the catch, there's a special edition of this coin that's become a massive hit among collectors. I'm talking about the 1969 D penny with a rare double die error. Yes, that's right, a coin that was minted with a doubled image. Basically, the coin was struck twice, and it left behind a noticeable, duplicated design. This error makes it incredibly rare and valuable. Now, you might be thinking, how can a tiny error make a penny worth millions? Well, let me tell you. Collectors love errors. Think of it like this. Imagine you're at a yard sale, and you see two identical shirts. One's brand new, and the other has a slightly crooked logo. Which one are you going to grab? Of course, the quirky one with the flaw because it's unique, special. That's how collectors see these rare minting errors. It's what makes this coin more than just a penny, it's a piece of history, and it's got that wow factor. So, how much is it worth exactly? On average, a regular 1969 D penny is worth about 2 to 3 cents, which, I'll be honest, won't even buy you a piece of gum. But if you've got that rare double die error, it could fetch around $1.5 million at auction. That's not pocket change, folks. We're talking life-changing money. Let me tell you a story. A while back, I was going through my grandma's old coin collection. My grandma was a hoarder of all things vintage, including coins, which, of course, is a jackpot for me. Anyway, I found a pile of pennies, and one of them caught my eye. It was a 1969 D penny. Nothing special. Or so I thought. I almost tossed it into the just regular old pennies pile, but then I remembered reading about these rare coins. I thought, let me just check this one out a little closer. Well, turns out, I found a little bit of a minting error. But before you get excited, it wasn't a double die error. Still, that penny turned out to be worth a few bucks more than the rest. Moral of the story? Always double check those coins, because sometimes you just don't know what treasure you're holding. Alright, now that you're probably rifling through your own penny jar, thinking you might be sitting on a gold mine, here's the deal. If you think you might have one of these 1969 D double die pennies, don't just throw it away. Get it appraised by a professional and see if it's worth what people are paying on the market. Trust me, a few minutes spent on research or visiting an expert can make a huge difference. And hey, if you want more tips like this on how to find hidden treasures in your own coin collection, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a chance to discover coins worth serious money. I've got tons more coin tips coming your way, and who knows, your next $1 million find might be just around the corner. 1984 penny, yes, that crusty copper coin, could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million today? Not a typo. 1.7 million. This little guy right here might look ordinary. Maybe it's been rolling around in your junk drawer since Reagan was in office. But what if I told you that a rare version of this exact coin, with no mint mark, could change your life? I mean, who needs the lottery when you've got a piggy bank full of possibilities, am I right? Today, we're diving into the legendary 1984 no mint mark Lincoln penny, what makes it worth a fortune, how to tell if you have one, and why this coin has collectors going absolutely bonkers. Okay, let's break it down. First things first, what the heck is a mint mark? Quick history lesson. A mint mark is that tiny little letter under the date on a coin, showing which U.S. mint made it. No letter? That means it was made in Philadelphia, which normally isn't a big deal. That year, a very small number of pennies were struck with absolutely flawless error-free design, but missing that usual P mint mark. Now combine that with a freakishly rare double die error, where Lincoln's face and text look slightly double due to a die shift during production, and bam. We have ourselves a coin worth $1.7 million today. Collectors call this the 1984 double die obverse. And if you've got one in top condition, no scratches, no sticky soda residue from the 90s, you might just be sitting on an absolute gold mine. In fact, one of these babies sold at auction for a whopping $1.7 million because of its perfect strike and that legendary doubling. Meanwhile, here I am, trading in a jar of pennies at Coinstar just to buy coffee. You know what's wild? A few years ago, my uncle, who collects literally everything, gave me an old jar of change. You know, one of those giant peanut butter containers that somehow weighs 40 pounds. I spent an entire weekend going through it, thinking, I'll be rich. I didn't find the $1,000,000 penny, but I did find a 1984 Lincoln cent with some weird-looking letters. Thought I struck gold. Turned out it was just smudged ketchup. Don't ask. But hey, ever since then, I've been hooked. Because coins are like little metal lottery tickets. You never know which one might change your life. Alright, here's what to look for to see if your 1984 penny is the one. No mint mark under the year. Check the word Liberty. If the letters look doubled, that's a sign. Look at Lincoln's ear and eye. They should look a bit doubled or fuzzy. Make sure the coin is in great condition, no major wear or damage. And finally, get it graded by a professional like PCGS or NGC. That's how buyers take you seriously. You don't want to sell a $1,000,000 penny for 50 cents at a flea market, alright? Trust me, get it authenticated first. So here's the deal. Every time you see a 1984 penny in your change, don't just toss it in the tip jar. Take a moment. Give it a good look. You could be holding one of the rarest, most valuable pennies in the world, and not even know it. 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny worth a jaw-dropping $1.9 million. Money bag, yeah, you heard me right. 1 cent. 1. Single. Lincoln. Could make you richer than your boss who still thinks fax machines are a great idea. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel that helps you turn pocket change into serious cha-ching. I'm your name, and today, we're diving into the wild story behind the 1989 no mint mark penny that turned heads at auctions and might just change your life. Or at least upgrade your coffee from gas station to Starbucks. Hot beverage dollar banknotes, so grab your magnifying glass, dust off your coin jar, and get ready. This could be your lucky day. Alright, let's talk about this mysterious millionaire making penny. So what makes a 1989 no mint mark Lincoln cent worth nearly $2 million? I mean, it's not gold, it doesn't come with a treasure map, and Abraham Lincoln looks the same old serious self. But here's the thing, when it comes to coin collecting, rarity, condition, and minting errors are the holy trinity. Now, most 1989 pennies were made either in Philadelphia, no mint mark, or Denver, marked with a D. But the kicker? The one that's worth $1.9 million isn't just any Philly penny. Oh no. It's a rare error penny, possibly struck on the wrong planchet, or showing extreme doubling or misalignment, or in an ultra-rare proof-like condition. Basically, it's like finding the golden ticket in your change, and only a handful of these beauties have ever been discovered. We're talking unicorn status. Unicorn face in 2024, one of these 1989 no mint mark pennies sold at a private auction for $1.9 million. The coin was graded MS-70RD by a top-tier grading company, which means it's in flawless mint condition, no scratches, no smudges, not even a fingerprint from a nosy collector. And it wasn't some fancy museum that found it. It was a regular guy from Ohio who had been collecting coins casually since the 90s. He was organizing his change one night, found the coin, thought it looked shinier than usual, sent it off to be graded, and boom. Millionaire. Just like that. No lottery ticket required. So let me tell you something real. A couple of years ago, I was helping my grandma clean out her attic, because, you know, that's what you do when she bribes you with pie. Shortcake. I stumbled on an old rusty coffee can full of pennies. Most of them were ordinary, but I found this one that looked kind of weird, off color, weird texture. I got all excited, Googled for like 3 hours straight. Even joined a Facebook group for coin nerds, shout out to y'all, by the way. Turned out it was just a really dirty penny. Grinning face was wet, but hey, it sparked my passion for coins, and now look at us. We're here, talking about coins that could buy you a house, a Tesla, and probably a small island. So don't underestimate those dusty jars or piggy banks, you never know what's hiding in there. Tips to identify a valuable 1989 penny. That's your first clue. If it has a D or S, you're not in the $1 million club. Uncirculated or mint state condition, coins that haven't been roughed up in pockets and vending machines. Look for doubling, Especially on Lincoln's eye, the date, or lettering, off-center strikes, or weird coloring. If you think it's special, send it to PCGS or NGC. That's like the coin version of getting a medical checkup before the Olympics. And please don't try to clean the coin with soap or toothpaste. That's like washing a Picasso with dish soap. Just don't. Grimacing face. So, what have we learned today, my fellow treasure hunters? That even a 1989 penny, the same year the Berlin Wall came down and Nintendo was taking over the world, could be your ticket to millionaire status. All it takes is a sharp eye, a bit of patience, and maybe a little luck. Check your pockets. Raid those couch cushions. Ask your grandma if she's got a stash of coins hiding in her sewing kit. Who knows? You could be sitting on $1 million Lincoln and not even know it. And hey, if you love learning how to spot coins worth real money, want insider tips on coin collecting, or just enjoy stories about everyday people striking it rich with spare change, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and ring that bell so you never miss a new video. 1993 D Lincoln 1-cent penny that's worth up to $1.5 million. Yup, you heard that right. 1.5 million. Now, before you go flipping your couch cushions like a treasure hunter from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Loose Change, stick around. I'm gonna tell you why this little coin is so valuable, how you can spot one, and how a moment like this changed the way I look at spare change forever. Let's dive in before someone at the bank catches on and stops handing out money disguised as pennies. Okay, so what's the deal with the 1993 D Lincoln penny? This coin was minted in Denver. That's what the little d stands for under the year. Over 6.4 billion of these were made, so on the surface, it seems as common as socks disappearing in your laundry. But, and this is a big OL but, a tiny number of these pennies were struck with major mint errors that made them ultra rare. And in the coin world, rare equals $. Money bags. So what kind of errors are we talking about? Some 1993 D pennies were struck on the wrong metal planchet, meaning they used blanks meant for foreign coins or dimes instead of the usual zinc core with copper plating. Others have been found with off-center strikes, doubled dies, or even unusual toning that collectors go wild for. And a few, the true unicorns, were perfectly preserved in mint state condition. We're talking MS68 red or better. That's the Ferrari of penny conditions. Automobile dashing away brain. Now if you're thinking, come on, why would someone pay $1.5 million for a penny? Think about it like this. Collectors love a good story. The rarity, the mystery, the perfect condition, it's like Pokemon cards, but shinier and with Abraham Lincoln's face on it. Let me tell y'all a quick story. True story, swear on my penny jar. So last summer, I'm helping my aunt clean out her attic. You know how that goes, dusty boxes, spiderwebs, and 15 copies of Reader's Digest from 1982. Suddenly, I find an old cookie tin filled with coins. I'm like, jackpot, okay, more like probably a bunch of lint-covered nickels. But then I see a shiny little 1993 D penny in almost perfect condition. My coin nerd senses start tingling. I whip out my magnifying glass like Sherlock Holmes of spare change, magnifying glass tilted left. I send it off to get graded, and although it wasn't the one worth millions, it still came back as worth $275. From a cookie tin. In an attic. In between expired coupons and a beanie baby named Floppy. Moral of the story? Never underestimate a dusty coin. Here's how you can check if your 1993 D penny is the $1 million baby. Look for the D mint mark under the date. Should weigh 2.5 grams. If it's off, that could be a good sign. Check for doubling in the letters, especially Liberty or I in God We Trust. Bright red copper with no blemishes? Chef's kiss. Face blowing kiss. Use services like PCGS or NGC for official evaluation. They're like the coin version of Simon Cowell, tough but fair. Imagine going to a vending machine, dropping in a penny you didn't even look at, and realizing later you just gave away $1.5 million for a Snickers bar. That's not hunger, that's heartbreak, my friend. Chocolate bar broken heart. So what did we learn today, fellow treasure hunters? White heavy check mark. Don't underestimate the power of a penny. White heavy check mark. Check those coins sitting in your drawers, jars, and old piggy banks. White heavy check mark. And never, ever judge a coin by its coppery little cover. That 1993 D Lincoln penny might just be the retirement plan you didn't know you had. Or at the very least, a solid conversation starter at the next family barbecue. Hey, Uncle Joe, ever heard of the $1 million penny? Backhand index pointing. Right now. Here's the deal. I've got more coin tips, more crazy rare finds, and even wilder stories coming your way. So if you want to learn how to turn your pocket change into life-changing money, hit that subscribe button, smash the like if you had fun, and drop a comment below if you've ever found a weird or rare coin. Maybe you've got the next $1 million penny and don't even know it. 2016 Lincoln 1-cent penny with no mint mark. And guess what? One of these babies recently made headlines for being valued at $1.60 million. That's right, 1 cent to $1.6 million bucks. Can you imagine finding one of these in your couch cushions? So sit back, grab a drink, and maybe dump that jar of pennies on the table. Let's see if we can find a millionaire hiding in there. Studio microphone hosts voiceover with visuals of coin close-ups and animations. Let's talk about the 2016 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks just like every other penny in your pocket. Good old Honest Abe facing right. Copper-plated zinc. A shield on the back. Nothing fancy, right? But here's the kicker. If your penny from 2016 has no mint mark, you might just have a rare and extremely valuable coin on your hands. Now, before you flip your couch upside down, let's break it down. A mint mark is that little letter you usually find under the date on a coin. P means it was minted in Philadelphia, D is Denver, and S is San Francisco. If there's no mint mark at all, that typically means it's from Philadelphia, unless something weird happened at the mint. And in 2016, something weird did happen. Let me tell ya, it's not just about the no mint mark. There are a few extra ingredients in this spicy coin soup. Flawless condition. This specific penny was graded as MS70, that's a mint state perfection level, rare die variety. Experts found that it had a rare die clash, which means the metal dies that strike the coins collided without a coin in between, leaving weird, ghost-like impressions. Low survival rate. Only a tiny handful of these error coins were ever spotted, and one made it to auction, bringing in a jaw-dropping $1.60 million. Imagine being the person who found that penny. Like, hi, yes, I'd like to pay off my mortgage with this little copper coin I found in the laundry. Okay, story time. A few years ago, I was helping my grandma clean out her attic. She handed me a giant coffee can full of pennies, and said, "Take these, they've been sitting here since forever." So I started going through them, thinking maybe I'd find a wheat penny or something. Well, guess what? I did find a 2016 penny with no mint mark. But I didn't think anything of it. I literally used it to pay for a candy bar at the gas station later that day. Fast forward to now. I saw that same type of penny sell for $1.6 million and I about spit out my coffee. I even drove back to the gas station like, hey, remember me? I need that penny back. Spoiler alert, I didn't get it. Moral of the story? Check. Every coin. You never know which one is secretly worth a fortune. Point 4. How to spot a valuable 2016 no mint mark penny. If you've got a 2016 penny with no mint mark, here's what to do. Check the condition. Is it super shiny? No scratches? Great detail? Use a magnifier. Look for unusual markings, doubling, or odd impressions. Get it graded. If it looks promising, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A small fee can mean a huge payday. Do not clean it. Ever. Even if it looks dirty. Cleaning coins can ruin their value. Coin rolls from the bank, that's called coin roll hunting and it's a real thing. People find gold all the time. Old coin jars, estate sales and flea markets, and let's be real, it's kind of fun too. Like treasure hunting but without needing a shovel. Just a sharp eye and a little patience. So next time you see a penny on the ground, don't walk past it. Don't roll your eyes. Pick that sucker up like it's holding the secrets to $1 million mansion. Because it just might be. And hey, if you've got a 2016 no mint mark Lincoln penny, check it carefully. It could be your ticket to a life-changing payday. Who knew Abe Lincoln could still be making people rich in 2025? Speech Balloon got a coin story? Maybe you found something cool, or maybe you think your coin could be worth big bucks. Drop it in the comments below. I love hearing your stories. And before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell so you never miss another tip about coins worth money. We've got tons more coming your way, from pennies to nickels, dimes to quarters. Who knows what you've got hiding in your change jar? 2019 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. The humble hero that's flipping the coin world on its shiny little head. So if you're a coin collector, a treasure hunter, or someone who just wants to make sure you're not tossing a literal fortune into the tip jar at Starbucks, stick around. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Because here, we turn pennies into paychecks, baby. Moneybag. Okay, first off, let's talk about what makes this penny so special. Now, most 2019 Lincoln pennies were minted in either Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D mint mark, or San Francisco, S mint mark, usually for proof coins. But here's the kicker, not all no mint mark coins are created equal. See, the 2019 no mint mark Lincoln penny that's worth $1.9 million. It's not just about the missing letter. It's about a rare error. And in the coin world, errors are like hidden treasure. We're talking about a perfect storm of rarity, struck on the wrong planchet, sometimes a dime planchet, off-center strike double die obverse, which means Lincoln's face looks like it's had one too many espressos, extraordinary grade, MS69 or above, and to top it off, it's one of very few known examples basically. This isn't just any 2019 penny. It's the Beyoncé of pennies. It shines, it's flawless, and everybody wants it. Now you might be thinking, who in their right mind pays millions for a penny? Well, collectors do. Especially when it's rare, unique, and in pristine condition. One of these 2019 era pennies showed up at a private auction, and let me tell ya, it got more attention than my uncle's karaoke performance at my cousin's wedding. And the final bid? $1.9 million. That's life-changing money. From a 1-cent coin. Now, quick story. When I was a kid, my grandpa had this massive glass jar filled with coins. And he'd always say, "One day, that jar's gonna make you rich." I'd laugh and say, "Okay, Grandpa," while digging through it looking for quarters to hit the arcade. Fast forward 20 years. And now I'm on YouTube talking about how a penny from 2019 could buy you a mansion, a yacht, and a year's supply of tacos. I even went back and checked that coin jar. Spoiler alert, no $1 million penny. But I did find a 1983 copper penny error worth a couple $100. Not bad for a 10-minute search, so yeah, check your coin jars, glove boxes, and couch cushions. You never know. Alright, here's how you spot this treasure. That means it was minted in Philadelphia. But keep going. Is the image off-center? Does Lincoln's face look a little, twice? Any strange doubling on the date, or letters like Liberty? Is the coin unusually shiny and flawless? If you've got a suspiciously perfect 2019 penny with weird features, send it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll examine it, and if it's the real deal, they'll certify it, slab it, and boom, you're in the money. Look, I get it. It seems crazy that something so ordinary, a penny, could be worth more than most people's homes. But that's the beauty of coin collecting. Sometimes, the most valuable things are the ones you overlook every day. The dusty jar. The loose change in your car. The penny stuck to some old gum under your kid's car seat. That's why this channel exists. To help you find those hidden treasures and turn small change into big bucks. So here's what I want you to do right now. Backhand index pointing right. Go check your pockets, your purse, your piggy bank, anywhere you've got coins. Backhand index pointing right. Look for a 2019 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Backhand index pointing right, and if it looks strange, shiny, or even a little suspicious, get it checked. And while you're at it, subscribe to the channel. We've got more money making coin tips coming up that could change your life.